The High Court of Justice, King's Bench Division in London, delivered another blow to fugitive Indian diamantaire Nirav Modi on Thursday, May 15, 2025, by rejecting his latest bail application. This marks the 10th time since his arrest in March 2019 that Modi's attempts to secure release from custody have been denied. Wanted in India for his alleged orchestration of the 13,000 crore rupees Punjab National Bank (PNB) fraud, one of the largest banking scams in the country's history, Modi remains incarcerated at Thameside Prison in Greenwich, London, as he continues to fight extradition to face trial in India. The Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI), in coordination with the UK's Crown Prosecution Service (CPS), played a pivotal role in opposing the bail, reinforcing India's stance that Modi poses a significant flight risk. The Punjab National Bank fraud case, which came to light in January 2018, sent shockwaves through India's financial sector. Nirav Modi, a celebrity jeweler whose clientele once included Hollywood stars and Indian elites, is accused of masterminding a sophisticated scheme alongside his uncle, Mehul Choksi, to defraud PNB of approximately 13,850 crore rupees, roughly $2 billion USD at the time. The scam involved the issuance of fraudulent letters of undertaking, low use, and foreign letters of credit (FLCs) by PNB's Brady House branch in Mumbai, enabling Modi's firms to secure unauthorized overseas loans without proper collateral or documentation. Low use are financial instruments used by banks to guarantee short-term credit for legitimate trade transactions. However, between 2011 and 2017, Modi's companies Firestar Diamond, Diamond RUS, Solar Exports, and Stellar Diamonds allegedly obtained 1,212 low-use, many of which were fraudulent. These instruments were used to siphon funds to shell companies in Hong Kong, the UAE, and other jurisdictions, with the proceeds laundered through a complex web of transactions. The CBI and Enforcement Directorate (ED) alleged that Modi colluded with rogue PNB officials, including Deputy General Manager Gokulnath Shetty, to bypass the bank's core banking system and evade scrutiny. The fraud went undetected for years, culminating in a massive liability for PNB when the overseas banks demanded repayment. Modi, along with his wife Ami, brother Nishal, and uncle Mehul Choksi, fled India in early January 2018, weeks before the scam was exposed. The CBI filed a First Information Report (FIR) on February 13, 2018, followed by an ED probe under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act (PMLA). The scale of the fraud triggered a political firestorm, heightened scrutiny of India's banking regulations, and prompted reforms to integrate core banking systems with SWIFT networks to prevent similar loopholes. Nirav Modi's journey from a billionaire jeweler to a fugitive began when he was spotted in London in 2019. An Indian-origin bank clerk recognized him and alerted authorities, leading to his arrest on March 19, 2019, on an extradition warrant issued by India. Since then, Modi has been detained, initially at Wandsworth Prison and later transferred to Thameside Prison. His legal team has mounted a vigorous defense, filing multiple bail applications and challenging his extradition on various grounds. The latest bail plea, heard on May 15, 2025, was argued on the grounds of the passage of time and the adverse impact of prolonged incarceration on Modi's health. His counsel claimed that over 6 years in custody warranted reconsideration, emphasizing stringent conditions akin to house arrest and a substantial bail bond. However, the High Court of Justice, presided over by the King's Bench Division, rejected these arguments, citing Modi's history as a flight risk and the severity of the charges against him. The CBI, in a statement, highlighted the robust opposition mounted by the CPS, supported by a dedicated team of CBI investigators and law officers who traveled to London for the hearing. The bail arguments were strongly opposed by the Crown Prosecution Service advocate, who was ably assisted by a strong CBI team, the agency noted, underscoring the successful coordination between Indian and UK authorities. The court accepted India's contention that Modi's access to considerable financial resources and his alleged attempts to tamper with evidence and intimidate witnesses made his release untenable. This is not the first time such concerns have been raised. Previous bail hearings, including those in 2019 and 2020, saw judges like Ingrid Simla and Emma Arbuthnot cite substantial grounds to believe Modi would abscond. Evidence presented by the CPS included allegations that Modi threatened to kill a prime witness and offered bribes to secure false testimony. His 2017 application for a visa to Vanuatu, a Pacific island nation, further fueled fears that he could flee to a jurisdiction beyond India's reach. Modi's extradition to India was approved by the UK High Court in February 2021, with the UK Home Secretary signing the order on April 15, 2021. The decision followed a Westminster Magistrates Court ruling by District Judge Sam Guzzi, who found the Indian government's case for extradition to be sound. The court dismissed Modi's defense claims that he would not receive a fair trial in India and that his mental health, including a risk of suicide, made extradition unjust or oppressive. Justices Jeremy Stuart Smith and Robert J., in a 2022 ruling, reaffirmed this, stating that India, as a friendly foreign power, had provided adequate assurances of medical care and fair treatment at Mumbai's Arthur Road Jail. Despite these rulings, Modi's legal team has exhausted multiple avenues to delay extradition. Appeals to the UK High Court and an unsuccessful bid to approach the UK Supreme Court in December 2022 have kept him in the UK. Additional charges of evidence tampering and witness intimidation, added to the CBI's case, have strengthened India's position. The ED has also submitted transcripts of Modi's conversations, allegedly showing attempts to obstruct justice. Modi's defense has argued that the PNB transactions did not constitute fraud and that the Indian government's pursuit is politically motivated. They have also highlighted his mental health concerns, though UK courts have consistently ruled that these do not outweigh the evidence against him. The protracted legal battle has drawn criticism in India, with some questioning the delays in bringing high-profile economic offenders to justice. Parallel to the legal proceedings, Indian authorities have intensified efforts to recover losses from the PNB fraud. The ED has attached assets worth 2,596 crore rupees linked to Modi and his associates, including immovable properties, bank balances, and a 5.24 megawatt solar power plant in Maharashtra. In December 2024, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced that 1,052 crore rupees recovered from Modi's assets had been restored to PNB and consortium banks. A special PMLA court in Mumbai has also confiscated properties worth 692.90 crore rupees under the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act, FEOA 2018, including Mumbai's iconic Rhythm House and valuables from Modi's Alibag bungalow. The ED's investigation revealed that Modi laundered funds through dummy companies in the UAE and Hong Kong, diverting over 4,000 crore rupees of the fraudulent LOUs. Seizures abroad include 4 Swiss bank accounts frozen in 2019, holding 283.16 crore rupees, and artwork sold for £5.3 million in 2019. These efforts reflect India's aggressive stance under the FEOA to deter economic offenders who flee the country. Modi's uncle, Mehul Choksi, a co-accused in the PNB scam, has also faced legal scrutiny. Arrested in Belgium in April 2025 after years on the run, Choksi is accused of defrauding banks of over 7,000 crore rupees through similar fraudulent LOUs. His extradition proceedings are ongoing, with a Mumbai court recently approving the auction of his assets worth 2,565.9 crore rupees. The arrests of both Modi and Choksi highlight India's growing success in pursuing fugitives abroad, bolstered by international cooperation. The PNB fraud exposed systemic vulnerabilities in India's banking sector, including inadequate auditing and regulatory oversight. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, faced criticism for its hands-off approach to bank inspections, and the use of 18 different auditing firms over 7 years prevented sustained scrutiny of PNB's operations. The scam prompted reforms, such as mandating swift core banking system integration, to close loopholes exploited by Modi and his associates. With his 10th bail plea rejected, Nirav Modi's legal options in the UK are dwindling. His extradition to India appears imminent, though further appeals or procedural delays could prolong the process. Once extradited, Modi will face trial in a special PMLA court in Mumbai, where he and his associates are charged with fraud, money laundering, and criminal conspiracy. The CBI and ED have built a robust case, supported by extensive documentation and international cooperation, but the complexity of the fraud may pose challenges in securing convictions. For PNB and the Indian banking sector, the case underscores the need for ongoing reforms to prevent similar frauds. The recovery of over 1,052 crore rupees is a significant step, but the total loss to PNB and other banks remains substantial. The saga of Nirav Modi, once a darling of the global luxury market, serves as a cautionary tale of unchecked ambition and systemic failures. As the legal battle continues, the focus remains on whether India can bring Modi and Choksi to justice, restore public trust in its financial institutions, and send a clear message to economic offenders worldwide. For now, Nirav Modi remains behind bars in London, his fate hanging in the balance as the wheels of justice turn slowly but inexorably.